Welcome to Beans and Breakdowns, podcast dedicated to bridging the gap between specialty coffee and the heavy music community. Today, I'm joined by Greg Chihoski from one of my favorite Boston hardcore bands, Death Before Dishonor. How are you doing?
Great. Thank you for that.
I've had the pleasure of playing and seeing Death Before Dishonor like 5 or 6 times now.
Nice.
So it's great. Always fun.
Yeah, thanks.
Always good to hang out with Brian and you guys. And I feel like Brian is like a very stereotypical singer in that he's like just trying to party and have fun.
Yeah.
and then
So.
When it comes time to do the business, it's like you got to reel him in, be like, we got business.
I mean, I see two sides of him. He's all business when he has to be. Like,
okay,
he sets everything up, man. He's like, he does the work of a manager, and he's the reason we go where we go.
So I see that's why he at the shows it's like, okay, now's the time to have fun because he did all the
he
footwork.
lets loose.
Yeah, it makes sense.
But there's a lot of business that goes into it. Like he's always thinking.
I understand. Did you have time to grab some coffee?
Yes, I did.
What do you have?
This morning was Dunkin' Donuts.
Okay.
Yeah, I was in a rush. And yeah.
What's your go-to Dunkin' order?
I just get a medium hot regular, medium ice, large ice in the summer. Nothing too special.
Do you get it black?
No.
Okay.
Regular, little cream. Sugar.
Okay. That's interesting I
only do black if it's really good coffee.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got to.
And I mean, I like Dunkin's, but there's better out there. You know what I mean?
Are you telling me right now that Dunkin' is not the best coffee in the world?
In the world?
No, I'm just everyone that I meet from like Boston or Mass are like, I live and die by Dunkin'. And I'm like, that's cool, but like you don't have to do that to yourself. Like you can have other good things.
Some of the clubs we play, like we were just in South America in Bogota, Colombia. They were doing espresso, cappuccinos right at the bar, which is better than some coffee shops that I've had. So like there's other places in the world take their coffee game seriously.
I'm sure those places also don't charge like $8 for a latte.
Well, the only problem is I like a large coffee or a good sized coffee.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be the best coffee ever, but you'll get like, you have to ask for a long or a large, and then you tell them, keep going.
Give me 4 longs.
You get there.
Yeah, and then we got it. That's cool. How are the shows in South America?
Amazing. So far, I mean, we've had some good times down there. I was trying to make it work out with my friends, but the band Speed is down there right now.
Yeah.
I was trying to work it out where I could join them just because great guys, and I love South America that much. Like, we have so much fun there. A lot of passion.
Yeah.
You know, people appreciate to see you down there because not many bands do tour down there. So
that's the sense I get is like a lot of the hardcore and like metal bands and stuff I see that go to South America like once a year, once every other year or so. Those shows are always insane because people are super happy that they're there.
Yeah,
and they just turn up.
They live for it.
A lot of my friends, well, not a lot, but I have a few friends in Montreal that are from like Medellin and Bogota and like around Colombia.
Mm-hmm.
And so they tell me stories about shows down there. I'm like, dude, that sounds scary. But then you see videos and I'm like, oh, this looks fun.
Yeah, it's kind of just like shows everywhere else. I mean,
maybe
wild. It gets wild, but I mean, so does a good show in Boston. So
yeah. I mean, I got the shit kicked out of me last time I played in Boston. So
yeah,
it wasn't like it was just like the pit was crazy, and I was just like, oh, this is kind of out of hand, and then blindside kick. It was great.
Oh, like that. Okay.
Yeah, I was like in the ribs, but it was like I was not expecting it, so I was like,
what show was that?
So I got actually in Worcester, I got fucking my rib broken the first time we played there because some kid was just like fucking going hard, and then when we played with Move at Middle East upstairs, it was like pretty crazy,
Wild.
and I was like standing and there were people blocking, and somebody just came through the people, and I was like, "Fuck, dude, I gotta stop standing in places." So
We just did a run with Shattered Realm
yeah,
and Bayway, and that got wild.
I'm
Some
sure.
cool. Yeah, it was like not your typical clubs too. We just played, we played a bowling alley, we played skate parks, we played just this cinder block room. And
Safe.
it was fucking, I mean, sick shows. Just that show, like, there was no stage, it was just the whole, you were in the pit playing. So that was pretty sick.
That looked like such a fun tour. Like
It
the
was.
Shattered Realm, Death Before Dishonor, and Bayway, it's just homies.
Mm.
So I feel like everybody was probably having a really good time on the tour itself.
Great bunch of dudes. Everybody like that set the shows up. It was just, it was a good crowd, good mix of every age group, every, it was cool.
It's interesting to see like Shattered Realm having that young crowd now, because people have gotten into the heavier, like beat down, slam sounding hardcore.
Yeah.
And so now those kids are like, they love Shattered Realm. I'm like, this is so interesting because,
well, dude, I hate to say it, but they're melodic beatdown.
Yeah.
If that exists. So they're good songs, good melodies, and just heavy as shit. So
yeah,
that's a lot of beatdown bands forget to add some melody. So, and great songwriting, great lyrics. So
yeah,
I get it.
They're like,
Joe Hardcore singing is cool as hell. He gets right in the pit with everyone. So I watched him get his ass kicked every night without getting his ass kicked.
I mean, yeah, I think it'd be very difficult to kick Joe Hardcore's ass, but I don't know if I don't think
he just jumps right in there and he doesn't care what happens.
Yeah,
so
it's funny
that's
as
cool
fuck
to watch.
On tour, because you've been on the road for a bit this year. What would you say has been one of the best coffee maybe experiences when you've been able to like peel away, or everybody was like, this place is sick? Aside from Colombia, obviously. I mean, that
was a good experience because I wanted a coffee so bad, and we're at the club, and I was trying to, usually I ask, where's the best coffee? And they're like, oh, we'll make it for you here. So I was expecting, some back room, like sitting all day. They made a cappuccino. It was just perfect. It was coffee shop quality. I had 3 of them.
My God.
And yeah, well, I love my coffee. I don't drink alcohol. I drink coffee.
Yeah, that's I probably should do that.
Yeah,
that's probably a good thing to do.
I mean, if you want to have a heart attack, it's the best. Some days it's too much, but
yeah, I mean, I used to be like a 3 or 4 coffee guy, especially when I was roasting. Like I used to roast coffee, so I was trying it and like quality checking and stuff. And it got to a point where like, I was having like heart palpitations and like I was not feeling well, but I didn't know why.
That's I can
you know
tell.
what I mean? So it's
I can tell when I overdo it.
Yeah.
But same with drinking. I mean, I couldn't tell when I could overdo it, but
that's what I need. I need to get those. I don't know what I need to do, but there's something there where it's like that one more beer is the one that I shouldn't have.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then you just kind of, it goes all downhill from there.
Some place I've seen people do it where they switch to fake beers. Throw a few fake beers in there, trick yourself.
I should do that.
Pacing yourself. I used to drink a lot of water in between just to avoid a hangover, but I'd still get as drunk. So
that last night I was not doing water. I should have been doing more water. Yeah.
So if you really want to quit, just do something that you're really going to regret the next day and for the rest of your life, and you'll never drink again.
For me, it's the hangovers just keep getting worse. Yeah. Like it's like I'll have 4 drinks and it's like, why do I feel like a horse kicked me? So
wake up in jail. Then you'll quit.
That's a good one. I can't go to jail because I don't have citizenship yet. So they'll kick me out of the country. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to get citizenship before I get into trouble.
Yeah. Definitely do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because right now, if I get into trouble, I can't come into Canada and I have to stay in the States. So then my band would just have to come to the States to play shows. And that's
especially if you get a DUI. They're so strict on those. So
well, I mean, luckily I don't. I never drank and drive, but I also don't really drive that much anymore because I just live in town.
Good for you.
Um, well, tell me when you were growing up, what was the musical influence in your house? What were you listening to? What was on the radio?
I mean, a real young age. So my mom's from Liverpool, England.
Okay,
Is Scotch Irish. Her parents moved to Liverpool. She moved here. So she's Liverpool. It was Beatles. It was she liked the Beach Boys, Johnny Mathis. She's a little older, and my dad he liked like Louis Armstrong, big band stuff like that. Um, I got into my own stuff pretty young through skateboarding. So like 11 and 12 years old, starting with Dead Kennedys, Misfits, Minor Threat, uh, turned into Sick of It All, turned to AF, like went from kind of punk rock, skate rock to New York hardcore, Boston
when
got to hip hop for a while. I,
oh
I
yeah,
like it all. So yeah.
I uh I love back in like the earlier days of hardcore, like in, the late 80s, early 90s, that crossover between hardcore and hip hop and how kind of simultaneously it grew and expanded and almost influenced each other in a way.
See, I'd like a lot of the time I like my hip hop and hardcore separate. I
Yeah.
There's not many bands I've been a fan of. It's more like I like my hip hop. Like I love Gangstar, I love Nas, I love
Yeah.
Wu Tang, stuff like that. I love that they're into hardcore. When I meet hip hop guys that are into hardcore, or like somebody like Slane from Boston, he's into all kinds of hardcore, but he keeps his hip hop. He'll do like guest spots. When I listen to hip hop, I like it hip hop, and I like my hardcore with a lot of punk in it. I like heavy stuff, but I
Yeah.
like hardcore punk. Fast hardcore is my thing.
So you're not into like rapcore.
Not that much. I can appreciate it when he's good, and I like Baywade's great
Yeah.
dudes and a great band and stuff like that. But when I'm listening, I'd rather like Nas just put an album out with Premiere, and I listened to that thing nonstop. There's certain people that can do it. Like like Terry from POW. I don't know if you know Product of Waste.
Mm-mm.
When they played their punk hardcore stuff, it was punk hardcore. Then he did some hip hop stuff on the side, which was cool to me.
I s-
But
that's what I'm like. If you look back at like interviews with Hoya and like the Madball guys,
yeah,
like in 94, 95, and they're talking about like how they were also into like hip hop,
yeah,
obviously living in New York. So that influenced like the style of the riffs that they were writing and like the rhythms
right.
and
Well,
stuff.
no, and
Yeah.
that I love. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, you could feel the groove. They were listening to hip hop. It influenced it, but it didn't become like you know, it was Madball's hardcore all the way. Like they
Yeah.
threw a couple of rap songs in here, but definitely hip hop influence. And then Freddie did his own album.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know Catholic Guilt, which
Yeah.
is all just Freddie Madball rapping, and that's cool too.
It is really cool. And I like that. Yeah. They can have like a fucking, bouncy song and then go into like, yeah, like Pride. And it's just like crazy.
Yeah.
Cause that's very much like a punk song. Um,
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of punk in Madball too.
yeah. Yeah.
Freddie grew up listening to punk, so
So what would you say was like, when like your first shows you were going to see, what were the bands?
first show I ever went to was like a real show was Exodus.
Oh,
It was just I was taken there by one of the bouncers basically. I was just a skater kid, and he's like, "You gotta check this shit out. You'll like it." And I went. And it was crazy. It was wild. It was all. That was one. It wasn't a band. I was like psyched to see like the first couple of bands. Like I would see Fugazi a lot that bit because I was a huge Minor Threat fan. So I remember looking forward to that show early on, and that was at the Living Room in Providence. It was way back. Then it was like memorable shows, like hearing Sick of It All live at Club Babyhead, like, as a bass player, Craig Satari's toned everything. And, I love that. Saw Slapshot early on, like,
yeah.
yeah. So it was a lot of Boston, New York hardcore would come through. I grew up in Providence, like Rhode Island. It was Club Babyhead was the place, the living room. We had the Met Cafe, Lupo's, and yeah, I basically lived at those places.
um, did you ever get to see like Boston Strangler?
I played with them.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's like I my introduction to like Boston hardcore was like Slapshot, Boston Strangler.
Okay,
And
cool.
I was like, damn, this is like so angry and different than like the hardcore from like New York or the things that I heard when I was like getting my education, I guess,
Yeah.
in a way. That's why I always loved Boston because it always stands out as like really raw and like
Fast,
it's
hard.
very fast and like punk heavy.
Yeah.
But then you can still have like the breakdowns and stuff with like which is what like Death Before Dishonor does. I think so well is there's breakdowns, but then there's punk. It's great,
Oh, yeah.
and that's
Yeah, so Boston Strangler, saw them a bunch of times, got to play with them. There was like a show with like Hammer and the Nails and Boston Strangler. I was in another band called Reason to Fight. So we played like back then with those bands, and then it was like the Rival Mob,
hmm
definitely, if you look at that time frame. So I love I love SSD, love In My Eyes. I was a big fan of In My Eyes back in the day.
like when was bass the first instrument, and you just kind of jumped into it.
Definitely first, like I tried to play guitar when I was younger and kind of gave it up. I was a I used to skateboard like
hmm
6 to 8 hours a day. I was hoping to go pro one day. Like, so I did play a show when I was like 15 years old, and then I didn't play again till I was probably like 18, 19, and then started playing seriously. And by then I was on bass
hmm
and played for a few years. I played guitar for a few years, switched back to bass. I enjoy bass. Trying to think. Well, yeah, most of the time I play bass.
A lot of guys I know don't start as bassists. Like I might know like one or two guys that are friends of mine who they just picked up bass and they stuck with it
Yeah.
and then like learned guitar and stuff. But like for me, even I learned drums first,
Yeah.
and I was
That's
like,
cool.
I'm tired of playing in the back of the stage.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Okay.
I want to be up front with the big
Yeah.
dogs. So I was like, I can play bass, I think. And my mom had a bass, so then
Yeah.
I started teaching myself tabs like of Green Day and like Good Charlotte songs,
Yeah.
and then I learned bass, and then from there I learned guitar. So it was like I find it interesting the way that people play like bass is so dependent on if you were a guitarist and you're like, well, we need a bassist, and you're just not as good at guitar as everyone else, so we'll put you on bass, which is
Yeah.
usually the but
You
like
could cut it. Yeah.
yeah, but then people who are like bassists or even drummers that learn bass, I find play it so much more rhythmically
Yeah.
than like a guitarist that's just kind of, used to
Yeah.
playing
Because you
melodic.
kind of play the same thing on you're copying the guitar
Yeah.
as much as you can. Yeah. No, I started, there was like a band like Fugazi I mentioned.
hmm
Those bass, his name's Joe Lally. Those bass lines stuck with me. That was a very bass heavy band.
hmm
Um, a band like Beyond from New York, I listened to a lot because the bass lines were sick. Judge always had good bass lines. I just the
Yeah.
bass. I always love songs that start with drums and bass. I like the high, like guitar, like kind of not even leads, but just a good like guitar riff over sick, heavy drums and bass sound great to me. Uh, Again, big hip hop fan, so there's always some, and especially like DJ Premier uses a lot of stand up bass and stuff like that, and I love that.
Have you ever tried playing stand-up bass?
I have, yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no frets, but uh definitely can play the songs I already know. It's one thing reading music, so but I can definitely play like some hardcore songs on a stand-up bass. I could play some Matt Freeman bass lines, which sound great on a bass.
Yeah. I feel like you could play like if you could learn like some more like oi songs or something like that, like street punk songs would sound really good on upright bass.
Yeah.
So
Any
there's
kind of walking bass line sounds good.
yeah,
Yep.
rockabilly.
Yeah.
I guess that's already in there. So yeah, I used to play jazz like when I was in high school.
Cool.
So we would have like the bassist would be kind of forced to play upright, but then there
Yep.
were some songs that called for like electric bass because it was funkier. But I always loved when I had a bassist that could like walk it and just like lock in with like my ride pattern.
Yeah.
It was always like just the best. Or playing like a bossa nova song where it's like that doom 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 doom, and it's just like the kick and the bass lock in together.
Yeah.
So it's always
Yeah.
nice.
Important. Important to have a
Very
good rhythm section.
very
Yep.
important to have. I think rhythm section is like it's like vocals and then rhythm section are like the two most important components to like a good band.
Especially live, you got to get people moving. You need a good rhythm section if you want people to move.
And no offense to my guitarists, but like I've heard people be like that riff, but it's like that riff is not what's making people mosh. It's the
Well,
it's the drums and the low end when it kicks in, you get a mosh.
yeah, yeah.
So
Drums, definitely.
yeah.
Yeah.
No
So, well,
offense.
some, I mean, there's some guitar riffs that just make you angry right away, so you
Yeah,
want to dance.
yeah. But then when it kicks in, then you're like, all right, this made it
But
for me.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it's got to kick in right.
Yeah. Yeah.
If it's sloppy, you're just staring like
um when did you join Death Before Dishonor?
so. 2019.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I guess you were just like hanging around or was it like they sought you out to join in?
So I play in another band, Reason to Fight,
Mm-hmm.
and Ben, the drummer of DBD, he's been in Reason to Fight too. We'd been playing together for years. I had gone to DVD shows. I'd booked DVD. You know, like I was a friend. I kind of got a lot going on in my life. Like I'm a plumber. I have kids and all that. So there's been times where, like, you know, I've always played weekends and always booked stuff or traveled a little bit with Reason to Fight. But when they asked me, it was just good timing where I was like, you know what? Why aren't I fucking playing as much as I can? You know, like they're like, they got a busy schedule. We played like 100 shows for the last 2 years, you know, like
Mm-hmm.
100 shows, about 100 a year for the last couple of years. And the last tour we did of 2025 was like 3.5 weeks long. So when we go, we go.
Yeah. That's what it's crazy. Um, like we were in the van driving back and, you know, like listening to hardcore because that's what you do when you're in the van is you listen to your friends' bands and stuff. And
Yeah.
um, it came up about like how Death Before Dishonor's always worked so hard and like has always stayed consistent. Like a lot of bands kind of like they had stuff going on, so they stepped away for a minute, or they like kind of hiatus or broke up, and then got back together, like after the COVID stuff happened, and when you know it was really hot. And then, not to say that that's bad, I think it's good to like take time for yourself and do the things that are important, and then when you have time, you can come back and uh, do it again if it's still there for you. But like
Yeah.
Death Before Dishonor never did that. It
No.
just stayed
Yeah.
touring and playing music and releasing fucking albums. They're not I wouldn't say they're like relying on like that one record. You know what I mean? It's like every record has released with tracks
Oh,
that
yeah.
that are
Yeah.
good. And then that's something that I really admire is that it's like Death Before Dishonor is a hardworking band, always releasing like relevant stuff, but not changing. It's just that's Death Before Dishonor. And then I feel like it's also one of the most working class blue collar bands in the scene of all time.
Thank you. I think we are.
I fucking respect that shit.
And ethic wise with playing too, we
Yeah.
just keep going. And like Brian's just been consistent going for some of these places for 20 years, you know, like, and it's cool to keep going back to, you know, you have friends there. So it's like
Hmm.
sometimes everywhere we go feels like Boston because it's like we already know everybody there. There's younger kids. Like South America, we went 3 years ago. Some people it was their first show, like 15-year-old kids. And then I met a couple kids that were like 18 the last time we went. And they're like, oh, that show 3 years ago was my first show. Now I'm in a band. I play, so it's like next time we'll be playing with his band.
It's
And it's
it's
just cool
beautiful.
to
Yeah.
keep coming back, pretty much there's some place we know everybody there.
I love that. It's
Yeah.
like it's so uniquely like a hardcore thing and like a punk thing that everywhere, like if you keep going to those same places, it's like your family just grows.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And there's people you stay in touch with, and you don't get to see them every week or every couple of weeks, but you keep up with each other.
Hmm.
It's very cool. Like another place, Bulgaria. Brian's been going to Bulgaria so long that we know everybody there. Everybody, like, it's some of the best shows. Um, yeah, you don't feel like you're not 5 minutes from your home.
Yeah. What's it like playing in Bulgaria?
It's sick. Like, it's just, we have good friends. We have a band we play with, Last Hope. There's another band, Vendetta.
Hmm.
Guys that just we get there and we hang out. Like, we hang out all the time. It's just like, oh, what do you guys want to do? Let's go here. Let's check this out. Like, so
I, that's like I love that dynamic. Whenever like Bruiserweight goes to another like a city we've played a few times, and we have friends like literally messaging us being like, "Hey, when you come into town, like we're gonna meet up here."
yep.
And then they have the day planned out, and you're just chilling.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and that's like it really is a blessing. Like now that I
It is.
now that I'm
It's,
getting to like travel with the band and seeing like kind of years that I missed out because I was doing stuff and COVID
yeah.
ruined. Up here, we were locked in for like 3 years.
Yeah.
So we didn't have shows or anything. And so, um, seeing like it really is like a blessing to get to do.
Oh no, when that happened, yeah, that was some heartbreaking shit. Like, I still saw my close friends, but yeah, everything was on hold. You realize what you lost,
Hmm.
but
What you don't have, yeah.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
no, but we made sure that as soon as we could play, we were playing. soon as soon as we'd watched, and oh shit, this got lifted, that got lifted. All right, let's book a show, and that's how it went.
we had like a punk squat here that was putting on shows, and they were
Yeah,
booking everything. So it wasn't just like punk bands; they were letting hardcore shows happen and stuff like that too, which was like good. But you can also smoke inside, which isn't my favorite thing.
had to be.
But
You know, you-
at least it was shows, I guess.
you're breaking one rule. Why not break them all?
Break all of them. As long as it's like just like cigarettes and weed. But if it's like anything like there, it can get nasty.
Oh yeah, Montreal.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
There's a huge drug problem up there. I know. We've played up there a few times. I know the last time I went, I was pretty shocked. I thought I was walking by a restaurant full of people, and I realized it was like a walk-in for drug addicts. Like,
yeah.
and because again, I'm walking up to what looked like a big restaurant. It was like glass windows, tons of people in there. But then there was like 5 ambulances out front, a cop car, and then I realized, oh,
Some
people.
methadone clinic.
It was, but it was just like a weird, like, I guess you could just gather and all shoot up, basically. Like, it was like
Oh yeah,
yeah, it
it's
was
the
like one
safe
of those
injection
places
site.
where it
Yeah,
was
yeah.
like a safe shoot up spot, and just kind of mind blowing, it's
Right across from Foof's.
yeah, yeah, close to it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's always ambulances like in that alleyway. It's crazy.
yeah, yeah. Sad. Had, enough friends die from it to see that, I
Yeah,
guess that's safe, but it's like, phew.
I mean, yeah, I
So
mean,
yeah, you're right. No,
yeah.
I don't want to see that in the clubs.
No, no, no.
I don't want that to become cool.
Like my band's played there like in the past, and it was like, one time they had a problem with people getting drugged,
Yeah.
and it's
Okay.
like at a show we're playing, and some girl gets drugged. It's like I don't want to fucking play there.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
fuck that.
No.
Fix the problem in your venue, and then we'll go back. But I'm not
Yeah.
fucking playing at a place where like my friends are scared they're gonna get drugged.
Right. No. Don't
So
want to see that.
no.
So
Uh, So luckily that's all passed and venues are open and we're playing shows and
Oh yeah.
yeah, it's all good. It was rough and tumble. What do you think makes like the Boston, and I would include Providence in there too because it's an hour away.
Hmm.
And I think there's so much crossover in that area between like the Providence and Boston scene. What makes it, I guess, like so unique in your mind? Like what has made it where you want to stay in this?
I mean, there's just a lot of originality, a lot of new bands all the time. As so, yeah, we got Boston, we got New Hampshire, we got Providence, we got Connecticut. So all of New England kind of comes together for certain shows. You could, there's definitely a New England scene where even
Hmm.
like we all fill in for each other too in different bands. And um, if there's a good show in Hartford, I'm going to Hartford. If there's a good show in Boston, I'm going to Boston. Um, I used to go up to like Portsmouth, New Hampshire a lot,
Yeah,
Manchester. There was always good shows. Still is good shows in Manchester.
at Bungalow.
There's a lot of history. It's, shows get wild. Right now, the scene's stronger than ever. Like for the last year, 2 years, so many new bands and like kids are coming at doors and dancing the whole night. It's
Yeah.
not like people showing up for the headliner. It's people are there for everyone on the bill. Middle East downstairs shows have been some of the best ever.
I didn't even get
So
to see downstairs. I only played upstairs, which was great.
okay, you played, yeah. Downstairs that's one of my favorite places to see a show.
Is it?
Perfect size stage, perfect. It's like about, a little over knee high. It's
Mhm.
a great stage, low ceilings. It just when there's like 600 people in there, it's crazy.
Is it that big?
What?
Is that big?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh
I think it
fuck.
holds like 550, but there'll be like six. When it's packed, you could tell that the temperature rise. It's just like 120 degrees, and for the right show, it's just the perfect place to see a band.
I love the Boston scene, and anytime we get to play anywhere around there, it's always like kind of the highlight of the weekend or the run or whatever we're doing. Um, and it is because of, yeah, like you said, the history and all of the scene is just so like tight, it seems, and like uh yeah, like there's always new bands and kids coming out.
Yeah.
So I talked to Olin from Street Power and Can't Lose recently, and he's like, I remember when we met, it was a couple of years ago, and he was playing in like Montclair, which is that band from Connecticut, and then it was like within a year he's in 6 bands.
Yeah.
Like every time we would go through Boston stuff, we'd run into him, and I'm like, "What bands are you in?" And he's like listing like just a laundry list of bands that he's in. I'm like, "Damn, dude, do y'all need more
Jesus.
musicians out here or something?" That's crazy. So it's cool to see that.
Yeah, it is.
I played with a band called Low Tide. I don't know if you know those
Okay,
guys.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and it was funny because talking to some of the guys, they're like, "Oh, I live in Portsmouth." I'm like, "That is not Boston, dude. That's far. Like, what are you doing?"
That's Portsmouth, Rhode Island, right? Or
I
is it
no, New Hampshire.
New Hampshire? Okay. All right. I thought they were from I've seen them a few times. I thought they were from like I thought Port I must have got the Portsmouths mixed up, but
No, they're from Boston. Like they call
okay.
themselves Boston Hardcore, but I
Yeah.
think not all of the members live in like the Boston area, or they're from there, but they've moved. Um, but it's kind
Yeah,
of
it's
like
close enough. Like for me, I'm at the Middle East in less, with no traffic, I can get there in about an hour, no problem. I can get to New York in 3 hours to go to the show. I can be in Hartford in like two.
mhm,
Providence. Like I just went to a show the other night. It was like band Sikkim and Benton and Amoir.
mhm. Oh, Beton
Yeah,
Arme. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I mean, yeah,
Those are the dudes. They're insane.
yeah, yeah. So there's always stuff going on. I mean, that's the thing. We're kind of spoiled because we got so much going on in such a little area. But right now, the scene's strong. It's like most shows are pretty packed. Even just local shows, they'll sell out.
We played a local show in Portland, Maine.
Yeah.
Sold
Oh,
out.
Maine's great. Dab, that's a great
We
band.
play with Stab. Yeah, they're
Yeah,
great.
cool, cool,
They're coming.
cool hand.
They're on the podcast tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
So yeah, very
Yeah,
excited.
that's
I
great,
love
man.
that band.
Yeah, me too.
Um, but yeah, I mean, I New England is kind of the place that we've been playing the most, and so I feel lucky because a lot of our friends are in that area now, and um, it's just the scenes up there are so great. You go to like one city, drive an hour, play another town, and
Oh
there's a
yeah, yeah.
whole different scene with people
It's
coming out.
been like that for a long time too. Like with as there's definitely like been good times and bad times,
Hmm.
but when it's good, it's good. Like there used to be like even it would be the LNG in New London, so you would have a show play right there. Then you'd have them do like Club Hell in Providence.
Hmm.
Then they'd go to like Tiger's Den in Brockton, and every show would be packed.
Right.
And they're all about an hour away or less. And that's the good thing about New England. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like
Which I'm from Georgia, so it's like everything's pretty spread out.
okay.
And like
So you're
Savannah.
living in Georgia now?
No, I live in Montreal, but I grew up in Savannah,
You
Georgia.
did?
Yeah, yeah. So like everything is like 2 hours plus.
Okay.
So and Savannah didn't really get the best shows because it's fucking small. So you drive to like Jacksonville or Charleston.
Yeah.
Uh, try to convince your parents to drive you to a show or something. So
Yeah, we just played down in Atlanta.
mhm.
It was a pretty cool show. It was like we had like they were actually getting snow down there though.
Yeah.
So we had to move the show up to a day show, like a matinee. But it was cool.
Do you remember what venue you played?
Hmm. It was I don't remember the name of it, but it was like kind of like a coffee shop bakery with the venue
Okay.
attached to it. And I believe there's even a bigger venue in that place.
I don't.
Um,
They've had
there's
a
a big Prince mural. It's
okay
like
a giant Prince mural.
yeah, across the street. I
Was
don't
it
know.
downtown?
Yeah, it was pretty close to well, not right downtown. It was like in like a industrial kind of center.
They've had
I
a
can
bunch
look
of.
it up. I don't
No, it's
want to
all
be on
good.
my phone. Let me
They had
let
a
me
bunch of videos. I mean, a bunch of venues that have like popped up and then closed down, and ever since the Masquerade, I feel like moved.
oh, yeah.
It hasn't been the same.
And that's gone?
No,
No,
they
I heard it's back, right? It's like
yeah
yeah.
they
But
moved
it's
it to a weird place.
and is there like different size clubs inside it now? Yeah.
Yeah, they've got like four rooms. But it's where the like the Coca-Cola factory thing is. It's like across
Yep.
the street from there.
No, okay. Yeah, I know that there, but we definitely didn't play there. I'm looking for it right now. Because that show had to get moved up to a matinee because of the snow. And then we had to do like a last minute show in Birmingham, Alabama,
Nice.
which do you know JT?
No, I don't.
Okay, he set it up and a few other people, but
Is
ended
he?
up being a great show, and it was like maybe if we're lucky 2 days notice. So it was pretty cool. A lot of people showed up, and it was negative temperatures in Birmingham, which I wouldn't have showed up if I was from it.
It's not ideal at all.
No, not if you're used to
I went to
above freezing temps.
I went to college in Birmingham,
Okay.
so there was like a really nice DIY scene there at the time. This was like 2010.
Yeah.
And we had the Forge. That was like the venue. It was super cool.
I'm looking for it right now, but I can't find anything.
Is JT one of the Furnace Fest guys?
Yes.
Okay.
I think Cold Hard Steel.
Yeah, Cold Hard Still. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a great band.
Here we go. So we'll find out right here. Culture Shock. Have you heard of it?
That's in Atlanta or in
Yep.
Birmingham? Oh, I've never heard
No,
that.
Birmingham was a brewery. I don't even have it listed on here because that was last minute. But Culture Shock was the place in Atlanta.
Culture Shock.
Cool. It was like maybe 100 cap in the room that we played, but then there was a whole restaurant kind of place you could hang out to. But those guys Sikkim the other night that I
Mhm.
saw, they're from Atlanta. They were at the show too when we played down there.
It's I have one of my friends is supposed to do an episode, and he plays in a band called Tombstone,
Yeah. Okay.
and I think he just started another band that's kind of like deathcore maybe.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, it's interesting talking to people from there because I knew like a lot of the Seven venue people, that venue that was like in Douglasville, right outside of the city.
Okay.
And just feel like a lot has changed since I moved
Yeah.
in that area. So I really want to go and play. It's so far for us,
Yeah.
and we're like weekenders. We're not fucking doing 3.5 weeks.
Savannah. Yeah. I'm trying to think. There was a really cool. Was there a place called the Jinx in
I
Savannah?
used to work there.
Okay.
Yeah, I was the front of house guy there for a while.
All right. That place was great.
I mixed Agent Orange one time there,
Cool.
which is so sick.
Yeah.
And like Skeleton Witch with Gate Creeper on one of their like earlier tours came through.
Yeah.
That was a great venue. It's gone now.
I just remember the owner was cool as hell too. Like,
Gil?
yeah.
Yeah.
Because we went through one time we didn't have a show. We just went to hang out, and he tried to get us on whatever show was going on that night.
Absolutely, he would do that.
The promoter wasn't having it, but he's like, "Well, you can hang out and drink for free," and so really good memory of that place.
He was fun to work with. Like I remember for Halloween we'd always do cover shows. So like we would always have like a Beastie Boys cover group, and then one time he convinced this like skate punk band to do Bouncing Souls, but he was going to sing.
Yeah.
But he can't sing. So he didn't know any of the lyrics. And he's just on stage like bopping around trying to sing Bouncing Soul songs, but the whole rest of the band is having to like jump in and cover for it. But he was having a blast. It was It was a fun time working there. I got into a little too much trouble, but yeah, it was
probably. Well, that's like a party town anyway, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
you can drink on the street.
Right, I remember.
Yeah, that place. One day during COVID, they didn't have the rent because you couldn't open, and the landlord was like, "I need the rent like by the end of the week," and they were like, "Well, I can get it to you like in a couple of weeks to a month," and he was like, "If you don't have it by this time, like you're out," and they kicked the bar out.
That sucks.
Now there's like some douchey bar there.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying about like Savannah. It's been cool because there have been places, but they closed down because the city really does not give a fuck about like the culture locally. They just want to cater to tourists. Which
they end up ruining the cities. Like it's like the arts and music build these cities up to be what they are,
and
then all these people move in, they turn it residential, and they kill the reason that people want to go to that city in the first place.
It's happening here. We had
it happens. I see it everywhere.
Yeah, we had it was like a theater that was over 100 years old.
Yeah,
that's in like it wasn't a residential area even. It was like on a stretch of stores, and they had one person that kept calling and complaining because the city allowed a developer to build condos like almost directly next to it. Yep. So they were getting bass vibrations. So they had somebody that was always calling and complaining, and like the city was like, you either have to pay like $1 million to soundproof everything, or you
shut it down.
Or you have to shut down. And they're like, we can't afford that.
Right.
So it's happening to another guy. Like there's another, like, why would you move into an area that is a bar and like cultural area known for live music, and then
not want to hear any
and
noise,
then complain about it
because it's cool to say you live there, or you heard it was a cool city, or maybe it's some job. But I've seen it where they build the condos right above the clubs, and they sell them as like artist lofts, and then they move in and they complain about the music. So now shows then they get curfews.
Yeah. I mean, I live across the street from like a club, like and it's loud. Yeah. Like you can hear the bass like constantly through the night, but it's only, maybe like Friday, Saturday.
Yeah.
And I knew what I signed up for when I moved here. I was like, there's a club there with glass windows. Obviously it's going to be loud, but I want to live in this area and the rent's cheap.
Any downtown area, you got to expect it to be noisy.
Yeah.
Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, just use your brain. Like, just like look at where you are and be like, oh, hey, I come here to party. I'm loud. There's probably going to be other people like me.
Yeah.
So
if you don't like it, put headphones on.
Yeah, put earplugs in. Get a white noise machine. Do something. But like to the detriment of
you moved here. You moved to our place. Yeah. No, I don't get it.
But yeah, I hope that places like Middle East or some of the more like legacy venues doesn't fall prey to that because it's really frustrating.
It's tough when, especially like the Middle East is in like Cambridge, so it's like prime real estate too.
Expensive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I hope they keep going because uh, Joe just died, and
Hmm.
like. But from what I heard, everybody wants to keep it the way it's going because it's back and it's strong. Like there's been times where things haven't been great, and every few years that we always got threatened that they were going to turn it into like a hotel, something like that. But they were always supposed to keep the club, probably to keep people from rioting. But it would be the same thing. Then people are in a hotel complaining about the noise.
I
Like,
yeah. Sound travels is science. Just like it's very difficult to keep bass waves like from traveling.
it, it's the noise that it's 600 punk rock kids, hardcore dudes hanging out outside your door.
That too.
But
That'll do it.
I think the way things are going now, like with music being, kids are coming out like they haven't in years. There's definitely a need
Hmm.
for in-person live shows. You can't take away every venue. Every show can't be a stadium. So, you know, we need these places.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got VFWs and bars, but even the bars get, insurance is so expensive if somebody gets hurt. Like you got to understand why a lot of those places stop doing it.
Hmm.
But yeah, I don't. Hopefully, places like the Middle East stick around.
I mean, yeah. It always sucks when it's like a venue like that. Like, we lost CBGBs. Now we don't have very many places like Fufun we have like luckily that hasn't been threatened, but it's
No, but
expensive.
it's a big club too, so there's a lot of expense.
Yeah.
You got to definitely pay a staff. It's not. You can't put on a small show there.
Well, we do now.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
a smaller room.
there's a 200 cap room
Where's that? Oh yeah, yeah,
on the
right
side. Yeah.
across from the bigger room, right? Yeah,
It used to be the smoking area.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I've seen some. Every time we've played, there's been another show going on there. No matter like, it's always a good crowd in both rooms.
Prefer
That
to
room's actually a good size, so that's not even small, really, right?
No. I prefer to play that
150,
room.
200.
Yeah.
Well, probably 200 plus, right?
If you open like the doors with the bar area, it can be 200 plus.
Yeah, yeah. It's
But
pretty.
in the actual room, I would say 200 is a
Yeah,
lot. But that room sounds so good.
yeah. No, I like that room. That's for sure. But yeah. That's just. I think right now it's gonna keep going strong. There's definitely a need for it. It's like, what else? There's just not much to do lately. Like,
Well, and now like with AI being as prevalent as it is, and like there's so much AI slop music around that it's even getting kind of hard to tell sometimes. I mean, if
but
you're
yeah,
if you're a good enough musician, but yeah, it's like
but live,
you can't. What are you gonna do? Put a computer up there and push play? Like you need
right? You
people to
need
play.
musicians, and hopefully nobody's just like an AI cover band. Hopefully everybody's writing their own shit. Whatever, you could tell, the good bands when you see them.
Yeah,
But
because
live music, that's like me. I've been going to see shows since I was like 14, 15 years old, and I love it. And I haven't drank in like 15 years, so there's no reason to go to any bar or anything. I just go to shows all the time.
hmm
So I think last year I played 100 shows. I went to another 100
oh my
shows,
god.
like all over New England. Yeah, I know I have because I would, if I'm home,
hmm
I have kids, but they go to bed early. So it's like, all right, you're going to bed. I'm going to show. I still make it to work the next morning. I don't have a problem. And I love it. I actually love music now more than I ever have.
That's
I'm
amazing.
enjoying myself more. Um, the new stuff that's coming out is great. For a while, it was just like everything I liked was 20 years old. Now some of my favorite bands like have a 4-song demo, so it's cool.
Yeah. Um.
So I have a feeling it's just gonna stay as strong as it is for a while. I think we got another good 2 or 3 years before people move on.
We see a fall off. What does Death Before Dishonor have coming up that you can announce or talk about?
Yeah. April 4th, it's going to be us in Shattered Realm. Pretty sure it's Risk. Off the Top in Connecticut. It's going to be Norwich, Connecticut. New kind of VFW hall. It's a cool place. That's April 4th. Definitely going to be a good one. And then we're playing April 10th in New York with Blood for Blood. And then April 12th in Boston with Blood for Blood and Skinhead and Risk. Then I know we got something planned. We're going to like Nova Scotia and up there, like doing like a good long weekend in that area of Canada.
Okay.
That I think is in May.
Do you know who else is on that tour? Is it just y'all?
I don't know if I should have even said we're doing
Oh.
I know it's been in the works, so I'm pretty
May's coming up.
Yeah.
So.
90% sure it's happening. I just don't have all the details. But that, and then we're doing like Europe in June.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's everyone goes to Europe in the summer.
Right time to go.
Everyone. Well, I guess
so many festivals. It's crazy. It's like, yeah, we do like, if we do that, you know, we go and we play a few festivals on the weekends and then club shows during the week. And
what is when you go to Europe, what's the country you look forward to the most?
I mean, that's tough. Real tough. Because there's countries that we don't go to enough. Like I know we're playing France this time and we don't play that much, so that's cool. Germany's like, basically, Germany feels like we're playing the US. You know, you can play like 8 shows in Germany in one tour. It's that big and there's that many people into the scene. Lots of friends, so that's cool. Berlin is a cool city where it feels like home. I love playing Poland. My grandfather was from Poland. Like, you know, Polish people are crazy in a good way. So those shows are always pretty intense. I love going to Eastern Europe, like Bulgaria, like Macedonia. We played Macedonia twice, which it's always fun. Greece, pretty much anywhere. I like playing everywhere and anywhere. But yeah, it depends. The different fests have different vibes. Like there's some that feel like just like a barbecue party. Others are like, you could tell it's like, you know, Iron Maiden's fucking playing too.
Yeah.
So
but Death Before Dishonor on a fest with Iron Maidens, that's an interesting mix.
Still, I think the biggest one that I played was Resurrection Fest.
Yeah.
It was in Spain. And it was Bruce Dickinson on there. It was like, the lineup was insane. I think they said, was it 50,000 people there over the weekend? Like, it's a big deal.
Yeah, those like Vakin and Resurrection and was it Hellfest in France?
Yeah,
those are like
huge.
Those are huge.
Yeah, insane.
So, I don't think the U.S. has anything really comparable to that. We used to have heavy MTL, and that's done.
Yeah.
Warped is coming back, but that is not the same thing.
No, but they're putting hardcore bands on that now.
They are, yeah.
Like AWR is going to be playing this year.
AF is playing.
Yep, AF. I've seen AF on Warped Tour though back in the day. I've seen Warzone play.
That's cool.
At Warped Tour.
In Boston?
It was Northampton, yeah, like the Mass one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that is so sick.
Yeah. It was like AF, Warzone. I love Avail. Avail played that one. Dude, and actually Eminem played and fucking Suicidal Tendencies on that same one too.
Eminem on Warped Tour is so odd.
Yeah. But it was way back, so.
Okay.
He was popular enough though back then. But yeah, that was, for me, it was like, oh shit, Warzone, AF, Avail was big. 7 Seconds played too. It was just so they used to have a lot of hardcore bands on it, and now I know there's a few others that I saw that announced that they're playing. So
Tsunami's playing.
Yeah.
Haywire's playing a couple of them. I think they're playing.
Yep.
They're playing like 2.
I'm sure they end it.
I don't know if
no, I don't know. I guess like
they should play DC for sure.
Yeah, Drain's got to be on it.
They have to.
Yeah, I
I
feel
think
like
Scowl might be on it.
yeah, I'm sure Scowl's on it because Monster should be pushing to get bands on that too. So,
Yeah.
but so it could be cool again. I just think tickets are like $200 a piece. So,
but it's for the 2 days.
yeah,
which is decent. But yeah, I heard complaints where it was like it used to be 55 bones. I was like, well, yeah, that was in like 2005.
right.
The dollar is different now.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah,
So
that's and like Furnace Fest is huge. There's a bunch of good fests.
I would
So.
love to get down to Furnace Fest. It wasn't happening the years that I was living in
What is it?
Birmingham.
Aftershock in Florida. That's
big.
But they keep putting. They got like a whole hardcore stage.
Rock Fest as well. I think they do a hardcore
Maybe that's
stage.
the one I'm thinking of.
And then Incarceration, I think, does a decent job of putting hardcore bands, but it is very metal heavy. Like they'll put like Hoobastank and Godsmack and shit like that.
Yeah.
What's the other one? Alcatraz? No, that one's not.
That's in Europe.
Yeah,
we played that. That's huge too. And it's in an old like fort castle.
Okay,
it's really cool.
I always wonder why they called it Alcatraz.
Yeah,
so it makes sense.
Yeah, and that's like people just take over the whole city. It's real cool. But over here, yeah, I feel there's a few big ones. Over there, I don't know. It's been going on like consistently for years, like that big.
It's like a culture there. It's not,
but like, it's like everybody listens. Kind of a diverse kind of music too. So people love hardcore punk. They'll also like some of the death metal bands. They'll also like hip hop, and it's like, you know,
mix it all up. Just put it all in there.
Good music's good music. That's how I feel. Like if you like something, you like, it's crazy to see those bands together, but also cool.
It's like I have friends in Denmark that are involved in like the metal and hardcore scene, and their style, like what they call or consider hardcore, is so like different than what I would call like American hardcore, like what I'm used to being classified as. And so they mix in like blackened metal or like death metal and stuff, but it's still like hardcore influenced, and they'll call themselves a hardcore band. And I'm like, yo, this is like really interesting that because you're from an area that maybe doesn't have like that traditional attachment, but has more of an attachment to metal, that's where your hardcore influence comes from. So I find that like super interesting that even like all over Europe, there's different kind of influence of hardcore that shapes that style of scene. Like it's interesting. But yeah, not as profound as I wanted that statement to be. Just my ass rambling.
It's regional too. You could hear the influences.
Yeah, like Midwest has a sound. New England's got
New York's got a sound. Boston's got a sound. California hardcore's got a sound.
California hardcore definitely has a sound.
Yeah.
Even like bands from like the Southwest, like Oklahoma and Texas, have like a very different sound. Like even depending on the cities in Texas, because it's so big, like a San Antonio band sounds very different than a Dallas band.
Right.
It's the U.S. is big.
Yeah, and it depends on what kind of legendary bands have left a mark too. Really. Yeah. So
like San Antonio, everything sounds like Bitter End.
Yeah. Yeah, it just lives on.
Not that that's a bad thing. Everyone in Georgia worships Foundation, which is great because I love Foundation.
Yeah. Okay.
So
I just saw them out in L.A. We played out there, and yeah, their set was great.
They've always had a lot of energy, which is sick.
Yeah.
Like I've only seen them once when I was in school, and it was like on a fest in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Called Barbecue Fest that was around for a while, and they played with like Mongoloids like right after, which was super fun to see.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's cool.
Crazy. Greg, I really appreciate you hanging out.
Thanks for having me.
I just have one last question for you before we roll.
What's that?
What's your favorite city for beans and breakdowns?
Favorite city for beans would be
a lot of pressure.
I know. Guess I'm gonna say Boston.
You got it.
Yeah.
People will be after you if you don't.
Yeah. That's it. I had to think hard though. I've had some good coffee all over, but most of my favorite shows have been Boston. The one that sticks out right now, that skate park show with Haywire last year, like August 2nd.
Oh my God.
was probably one of the most fun shows I've been a part of.
Yeah, I hate that I don't live closer to Boston because I'd probably come way more often to those
Yeah.
shows.
Yeah, that one you should have traveled for. I
Yeah.
told people to travel for because I knew it was gonna be that good, and it just it was great, man. To just be there the whole day, see people slowly pouring in, and then for what it actually turned into, and then even at the end, just Austin yelling for everybody to help clean up, and everybody helped clean up. Within a half hour, the skate park was clean and kids were skating again. Wasn't like one fight, it was just a perfect day. Me getting into hardcore through skateboarding, it meant that much more, you know?
It's like full circle.
Yeah, no, total that's exactly it was full circle moment and all day.
That's so great.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thanks for
FOMO.
having
I
me.
always have FOMO watching Boston fucking videos. So, yeah.
Yeah, kids go wild, man.
But yeah, thank you so much.
All right.